Respected sir and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all. I am Rejona Tasnim Naomi. I am today's convener and I am welcoming all of you to the CSC 103 class. Now I would like to invite our today's reporter Nakib to summarize the previous lecture.
Thank you, Naomi. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning to all. I'm Nakib Hassan Dhruvo, today's reporter. Now, I am going to summarize the previous class briefly. Last class, at first we discussed about inside the computer with fine definition, which are CPU or processor, power supply unit, RAM, hard drive. We learned about we learn about connecting to the internet and hardware inside computer, networking, which are modem, router, and network cards. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nakib. Now I would like to ask the participants, do you have any questions regarding the previous lecture?
No.
Now I would like to request our honorable teacher to continue the class.
Okay, thank you, Naomi and Nakib, for your wonderful session. So now I would like to start my today's session. In our previous classes, we basically discussed about first two chapters. If you remember, chapter number 1, basic computer concept, and chapter number 2, we discussed about basic hardware. So
Yes,
in today's class, we are going to start our third chapter, that is basic software. So we have these 3 chapters in our first term syllabus. Maybe you have to sit for the first term examination in your next week, upcoming week. So these are the 3 chapters you have to cover for your first term syllabus. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
yes.
All right. So let's start the last chapter of this first term syllabus. I'm going to share my slide with you. Let me know whether you can see the slide or not. So is this visible on your screen?
Yes,
My
sir.
slide?
Yes, sir.
All right. As you can see, the chapter 3 is basic software. The title of this chapter is basic software. So in the first chapter, we learned about computer system, and we learned that inside any computer system, you are going to get mainly 2 parts. One is computer hardware, another one is computer software. In second chapter, we already discussed about computer hardware. Now in the third chapter, we are going to discuss about basic software. So let's start our discussion. At first, I would like to mention the outcome, or what are the points you're going to learn under this chapter. So these are the points, okay, you're going to learn from this chapter. This is the outcome basically. So first point they're mentioning, understanding the basic software. That means we are going to learn about what is software, then different types of software with example, then analyzing various software. Okay, different types of software we have. Okay, you're going to learn about different types of software here. Then able to protect computer from virus. We're going to discuss about computer virus. Then we're going to discuss about what are the symptoms, okay, you might get if your computer infected by the virus. What are the precautions you can take to remove the virus? What is antivirus? Different types of things we're going to discuss about computer virus. Then functions and type of operating system. We have different types of operating system. We're going to learn about what are the main responsibility of the operating system, okay, one by one. Then operating system for mobile device. Okay, there are some operating system for desktop, there are some operating system for mobile devices as well. We're going to learn about those operating system as well, which basically we use in the mobile platform. And at last, we're going to discuss about introduction with different kind of web browser. Okay, like what is web browser, then what is web application. Okay, we're going to learn about their example as well. So these are the things we're going to discuss under this chapter. So let's start with the very basic, the very fundamental one. What is software? So do you guys have idea what is software? Anyone? Anyone can define what is software?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Software is some set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do. It doesn't have any physical existence, but to operate the hardware, we need software.
Very good. Very good. So basically, in our first chapter, we already learned the definition of software. So as Sanjida mentioned that inside any software, you are going to get some set of instruction. Okay, and those instruction basically tell your hardware what to do. Okay, that is the thing. So let's see the formal definition here. You can see the point here. The term software is used to refer to the computer programs, which is a set of instruction that tells the computer what to do. Okay, or tells your hardware what to do, which task your computer need to perform. It will give that instruction to your computer. Then computer software is non-transferable, contrasted with computer hardware. We have two types of property. One is transferable property, another one is intransferable property. Transferable property means which property has physical existence. Like think about any kind of hardware. Okay, I mean whatever the hardwares you have, you can touch those hardware. Okay, so you can feel those hardware, you can see those hardware, isn't it? So that's why they are called transferable property. But intransferable or non-tangible property means what? No physical existence. As software do not have any physical existence, then we can say that these are non-transferable property. And this is the opposite of hardware. Hardware has physical existence, but software no physical existence. That's why they are telling that contrasted with computer hardware. Computer software includes computer programs, libraries, and other associated documentation. That means inside any computer program, any computer software, you are going to get these things. Like a computer program means some line of code. Okay, some line of code. Okay, you can write down that, you can develop that software by using different languages. You can use, like you can use C, C++, Java, Fortran. Okay, then Python. Okay, PHP. We're using different types of programming language, high-level programming language nowadays to develop software. So, excuse me. At first, you are going to get some line of code. Then you are going to get some library function. Okay. So library function basically connect different parts of your software, and as well as you will get some documentation. Documentation basically those who are the programmer, they basically write down the documentation for the future understanding of the program. Suppose what happened inside a program, you might get even 1,000 line of code, 1,000 line of code. So I mean after 1 year you might forget that. By write down this line of code, what you basically doing, or what operation this specific line of code basically doing. So to memorize that one, you can write down a note, okay, with that specific line of code. That is called nothing but documentation. Okay, or documentation, you can say it is kind of manual. Okay, like if you purchase any product from any product like what should I say, electronic gadget or electronic appliance, what they are going to do, they are going to provide you a manual. By reading that manual, you can understand how to use that specific appliance, how to use that electronic gadget. So same way, by reading this documentation, you can understand how to use this software. Okay, that is the thing, as a user even. And as a programmer, you understand what is the internal structure, internal architecture of the computer software. Excuse me. So usually you are going to get these three things inside any software: computer program, line of code, then libraries. We have number of library function inside any software you might get. This library function basically connect different parts of the software, and you are going to get associated documentation. Okay, some user manual, okay, for programmer as well as general user to understand the software. The next point they're mentioning, the word software is also sometimes used in a more narrow sense, meaning application only. Sometimes we call it simply apps, isn't it? Sometimes we call them simply apps, okay, or application. Okay, application is nothing but your software, computer software. Some examples are given. You can see OS means operating system. Okay, we have number of operating system nowadays, like Windows, then Mac operating system, then think about like Linux operating system, okay, Unix operating system. Okay, in mobile we have like Android operating system, okay, Symbian operating system. Different types of operating system we are using nowadays. This is nothing but software. Then think about antivirus. Okay, nowadays also we are using different types of antivirus like McAfee, Bitfinder, okay, Bitdefender, okay, then Kaspersky. Okay, this is the antivirus name. Then computer games. Okay, nowadays here we are using we are playing different types of computer game like Need for Speed, FIFA. Then in mobile base we are basically playing PUBG, okay, or Clash of Clan. These are very new games, okay, we are basically playing nowadays. So everything basically whatever the things I basically mentioned, all of them are basically what, nothing but your computer software, nothing but your application, or you can call them simply apps. In short, you can also call them apps. Okay, apps, nothing but application or software. So is that clear to you? What is computer software?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Point to understand, I need to give more clarification about any point, or everything is clear to you? Okay, so I hope everything is clear to you. So again, I would like to recap the whole thing about this software. Here you have to remember few points. First of all, the first point you need to remember, that is, inside any software, you are going to get some set of instructions, and those instructions basically provide those instructions basically give tells the hardware what to do. This is the first point. You're going to get some set of instruction, and those instructions basically going to tell your computer what to do, which task need to perform. This is the first point. Second point, this software is non-transferable property. This is the opposite of your computer hardware. Third point, inside any software you are going to get three things. At first, some line of code, that means program, library functions, and documentation. Fourth point they're mentioning here, we can call this software by using different name, like sometimes we call them software, sometimes we call them apps, sometimes we call them application. Okay, that is the thing. And you need to remember some example, okay, like operating system, like antivirus, like computer games, media player, web browser. Then we are using Zoom, this is all software. We are using what is this, we are using PowerPoint, Microsoft Office PowerPoint. This is nothing but software. Okay, that is the thing. So I think now you have idea about this computer software. So now I would like to discuss about the classification of computer software. The classification of computer software. So here you can see mainly we have two types of software. We can classify our software into two categories. First of all, system software. Second one is application software. Okay, system software and application software. This is the main classification. System software and application software. So let's see what is system software and what is application software. First of all, the system software. Okay, can anyone read it? The system software. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
What they're mentioning here? Carry on.
There are types of software. There are two main types of software. One system software, two application software.
Right.
One System software is computer software designed to operate and control the computer hardware and to provide a platform for running application software. System software can be separated into two different categories: operating system software, utility software.
Right. Thank you. So now we have to understand what is system software. System software, basically we design the system software to operate and control our hardware, and it can provide a platform so that application software can run. So from this definition, you basically understanding that this system software mainly perform two tasks. Mainly perform two tasks. What are the tasks it basically going to perform? First of all, it is going to control all the hardwares, whatever the hardwares you have in the computer system, like keyboard, like mouse, like printer, like monitor, like motherboard, whatever the hardwares you have, everything basically managed by this system software. That's why the name is given system software. It basically going to manage the whole system. This software or this type of software is going to manage the whole system. That's why they are called system software. So at first it is going to manage or control all the computer hardware, and second thing, it is going to provide a platform. It is going to create a platform so that you can run your application software. Okay, for an example, whatever the operating system we have, operating systems are called system software. Operating system is an example of system software. Your Windows operating system, your Apple operating system, your Linux operating system. Okay, these are nothing but your system software. All right. So can anyone tell me, without installing operating system, is it possible to run any application software? Like without installing operating system, I would like to play a computer game in my computer. Is it possible?
No, sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir.
I have to install my operating system first, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then I will be able to play game. I would like to able to browse internet. I would
This
like
is
to
the
able
first
to
priority, sir.
basically start my media players. Okay, run my media players, isn't it? So this
Yes,
media
sir.
player, this web browser, this computer game, these are nothing but application software. And without installing operating system, you are not able to use them. That's why they're telling this computer software, this type of computer software, that is system software, they create environment, okay, so that we can run application software. So is that clear to you? Mainly two tasks. It is going to control all of your computer hardwares, and it is going to provide and provide a platform. It is going to provide a platform so that you can run your application software. Is it clear to you what is operating system? And
Yes, sir.
nowadays, what are the operating system we have? They are basically providing another example, another facility to us. What is that facility? Like it is going to give us a graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Through this graphical user interface, we can easily operate our computer. Even any non-technical person who do not have any idea about very deep knowledge, internal functionality about the computer, still those persons are able to use the computer because of this graphical user interface. By using mouse pointer, you can perform all the tasks, like you can create folder, you can delete folder, you can move file. Okay, you can basically perform some other operations, okay, by using this mouse pointer, by using this graphical user interface. Okay, so mainly two tasks performed by this this system software: control all the computer hardware, and second one is it is going to provide an environment so that you can run your application softwares. So any problem to understand this operating system? Any questions so far? Do you have?
No, sir.
All right. So now they are mentioning what? There are two types of system software we can see here. Okay. first of all operating system, and second one is utility software. Okay, we can classify again this system software into two categories. One is operating system, first of all operating system, and second one is utility software. Okay, so I already mentioned about the operating system. Some example I already given. So let's see the next slide, what they are mentioning about the operating system. Right. All right. Hafiz, can you read it? Hafiz, can you hear?
Types of softwares.
Right.
Operating system software. An operating system software is the most important system software that runs on a computer.
Right.
It manages the computer's memory, processor, and all of its software and hardware.
Right.
It also allows you to communicate with the computer without knowing how to speak the computer's language. Without an operating system, a computer is useless. Modern operating systems use a graphical user interface or GUI. Example: Microsoft Windows, Apple Mac OS X, and Linux.
Right. Thank you, Hafiz. So here you already have idea. You got some idea about the operating system. They are basically mentioning what an operating system. This is the most important software in the computer. Why? As because I already mentioned, without operating system, you cannot run your computer. As because it is going to manage all of your computer hardware, as because it is going to provide a platform, it is going to provide or create an environment so that you can run your application software. That's why this is the most important software in the computer system. This operating system is called mother of all software. This operating system is called mother of all software. Okay, that is the thing. As because without this operating system, you cannot run any other software in the computer. So what it is going to do, it basically manages whatever the resources you have in the computer. Like think about the memory, think about your processor. Okay, think about other hardwares. Whatever the hardwares you have, everything basically managed by this operating system. Like if you want to add any new hardware with your computer, at first you have to basically give some information about that hardware to your operating system. Otherwise, you will not be able to run that computer hardware. Like suppose you would like to use a printer with your computer. So what you have to do, at first you have to install a driver. Do you know what is driver software? Any idea about the driver software? Sometimes we have to install
the Google Drive.
No, not Google Drive basically. So driver software, these are very specific kind of software, or the main responsibility of this type of software to introduce a specific hardware with your computer operating system. It basically introduce a specific hardware with your operating system, so that your operating system can understand what type of hardware this one is. Is it input? Is it output? Then how I have to use this hardware. In which purpose I have to use this hardware. Okay, different information basically written inside that driver. Okay, driver software, and by reading the instruction of that driver software, the operating system can recognize the specific software. Suppose if I want to use a new printer with my computer, at first I have to install that driver disk. With your printer, you are going to get a disk. Okay, inside that disk you will get the driver software for your printer. Okay, or any other hardware, like if you want to use any printer. Okay, if you purchase a new motherboard, if you purchase a CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, okay, then they are going to provide you extra CD with that hardware. Okay, inside that disk you are going to get a software that is called driver software for that specific hardware. And by using that driver software, or by installing that driver software, you are giving information about your hardware to your computer operating system. Okay, without that hardware, your operating system will not be able to recognize that hardware, and your computer will not be able to use that hardware. Is that clear to you? Okay, that's why I'm telling, whatever the hardwares, whatever the hardwares we have in the computer system, everything basically managed by your operating system. Okay, that is the thing. So third point they're mentioning here. Okay, it also allows you to communicate with the computer without knowing how to speak the computer language. Can anyone know the computer language? Okay, do you guys know what is the language of computer?
Machinal language.
Okay, right. Computer basically understand machine language, isn't it? Computer only understand 0 and 1, isn't it? Binary format. Okay.
Binary format.
Computer only understands 0 and 1. But as a human being, is it possible to use that language to speak, to communicate with our computer?
No.
It is possible, but it will be very tough for us. Okay, we are using basically what? Nowadays we are using high level programming language.
Programming language.
Right. So even if you do not have any idea about the programming language, if you do not have any idea about the internal mechanism of the computer, still you are able to use this computer only because of this operating system. Because your operating system giving you graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. That's why even a small baby, okay, small child, they can also use this computer without having knowledge about this computer, isn't it? Any non-technical person can use computer because of this operating system. Okay, if you suppose in this world there is no operating system, then computer will be a very complex system in the world, the most complex system in the world. Okay, why I'm saying so? If you do not have operating system, then manually you have to manage your memory management capability. You have to distribute your resources, okay, to different process. You have to manage the internal mechanism manually. It is quite impossible. It is quite impossible as human being, okay, for us. So that's why this operating system basically managing whatever the background work basically happening now with your computer, everything basically managed by your operating system. We need not to take any hassle. Okay, everything basically managed by your operating system. Okay, that's what they're telling. Without operating system, it will be a very tough to use this computer. Next point they're mentioning, without operating system, a computer is useless. Okay, computer is nothing but a junk. Okay, so you understand this point. Then modern operating system use a graphical user interface, GUI. Okay, as I already mentioned, whatever the old version operating system we have, they are basically using what? They are using command line. They are using command line. Okay, so they suppose if you want to create folder, you have to write down some command line. If you want to delete any folder, you have to write down some command line. So in this way, as a user, you have to memorize number of command line. Okay, and it is another kind of hassle for us. But nowadays, whatever the operating system we have, they have graphical user interface with it. Okay, by using our mouse pointer, we can perform all the tasks. Okay, that is the thing. So it basically make our life more easier. And nowadays, even we need not to use our mouse. Okay, what we can do? We can give voice command. We can give voice command to our operating system. If you want to create any folder, you can give voice command. Okay, if you want to search any information through your Google search engine, you can give voice command. Okay, that is the thing. Suppose with your operating system, we have some software like Siri or Cortana. Cortana we have with our Windows operating system, and Siri with our Apple-based operating system. Okay, right. You can give voice command, and according to your voice command, they're going to provide information you. Okay. There's some example you can see here. Last point, Microsoft Windows. This is the very popular one. Okay. Then in our subcontinent, most of the cases basically we are using this one. Okay. Then Apple Mac operating system. Okay. Then Linux operating system. Okay. These are the name of operating system. So this Microsoft and this Apple, these are basically proprietary operating system. That means if you want to use them, you have to purchase those operating system. The source code is not free. Okay, you have to purchase it. You have to pay some money. Okay, though in our subcontinent we are basically using the pirated version of Microsoft Windows, isn't it? You can purchase 50 taka disk, okay, or 100 taka disk, and you can install that operating system in your computer. But this is not actually a legal way. That is basically pirated version. Okay, so the genuine version, genuine operating system like this Microsoft Windows, genuine one, it basically cost maybe 50,000 taka even, 50,000 taka even. Okay, that's why to avoid this cost we are using pirated version, but this is not actually legal. All right, but Linux is free. Linux source code is free. Anyone can use Linux. Okay, and according to your wish, you can modify your operating system. If you have knowledge about the operating system, okay, if you have expertise about the operating system, then according to your wish, according to your need, you can modify this Linux operating system. Okay, that is the thing. Linux is free. Source code is free. So any problem to understand these points? Any questions so far, anyone, about the operating system?
No, sir.
All right, so let's move to the next slide. Utility software. Okay, now we are going to discuss about utility software. Utility software basically under your system software, we have operating system and we have utility software under system software. So let's see what is utility software. So you can see here, utility softwares basically utility software helps to analyze, configure, optimize, and maintain the computer, such as virus protection. Okay, like what they're trying to mention here. So they're basically mentioning here that this utility software basically help us to manage the system. Okay, to basically maintain the system, to analyze the system. Okay, so like think about antivirus. Through this antivirus, what we can do? We can give protection our computer system from computer virus, isn't it? So in this way, it is basically giving protection of our system. Okay, sometimes we use disk cleaner. Okay, so disk cleaner, this software basically help us to remove unnecessary data or information from our storage device. Okay, that is the thing. Disk cleaner, unnecessary data it can clean. So by using this software, we can manage, we can maintain our computer. Okay, or think about partitioning software. Okay, hard disk partitioning software. Okay, so by using this software, I can configure my system. Okay, so these type of softwares are called basically what? Utility software. Okay, that is the thing. So one example given, antivirus software. So if I ask you a question, what is antivirus? You have to tell me that antivirus is what? Nothing but
Utility software.
Okay, that is the thing. It basically helps your system to run in a smoother manner. Okay, that is the thing. So I think now you have idea about operating system. You have idea about this utility software. Okay, I already mentioned some example. Okay, so far we discussed what is computer software. Okay, we have two types of computer software. One is system software, another one is application software. We already learned about what is the definition of application system software, and we already learned about the classification of system software. Under system software, we have two things. One is two classification. One is operating system. We already learned about what is the definition of operating system, and we have utility software. We already learned about what is utility software with example. Okay. So the last thing we're going to learn in our today's class, that is application software. What does it mean? Application software. Mahin, can you read it? Application software,
Yes, sir.
please.
Application software. Application software is a program or group of program designed for end user to perform a group or coordinate functions, tasks, or activities. Application software cannot run on itself, but it is dependent on system software to execute. Examples of an application include a word processor, a spreadsheet design and management system, an aeronautical flight simulator, a console game, a drawing, painting, and illustrating systems, or a library management system.
Okay, all right. Thank you. So here now you get some idea what is application software. So let me explain it. So as they're mentioning in the first point, so application software is a program, or it might be a group of program. Okay, it might be a single program, or it might be a group of program. Like think about a web browser. This web browser is a single software, but think about Microsoft Office package. Microsoft Office package. Inside that package, you will get number of software like Microsoft Office Word, Microsoft Office PowerPoint, Microsoft Office Excel, Microsoft Office Access. Okay, number of application software we have. That's why they're telling application software is a program, or it might be a group of programs. What is the main responsibility or task of this program? Designed for end user. So who is the end user? We are the end user. We are the end user. Okay, end user to perform a group of coordinated function, task, or activity. Basically, this application software fulfill the requirement of end user, requirement of the user. Like as a user, I would like to listen a song. I need a media player. That media player is application software. As a user, I would like to do some calculation. I need a calculator. Calculator is application software. As a user, I would like to browse internet. I need web browser. Web browser is application software. Okay. As a user, I would like to play computer game. Computer game is nothing but application software. Okay. Basically, this application softwares are responsible to give service to end user. Okay. System software manage the system. Application software fulfill the demand, the requirement of end user. Am I clear to you? What is the main difference in between these two? All right. So application software cannot run itself, but it depends on system software. When you learn the definition of system software, you already know system software create an environment so that application software can run. Okay, that's why they're telling without the help of system software, it is not possible to run any application software. I already mentioned without operating system, is it possible to play a computer game? Is it possible to browse internet? Is it possible to listen or watch a movie through your computer? Not possible, isn't it? Okay, so that's why they're telling without system software, you cannot run application software. That means the system software depends on application software. Okay, right. Some examples are given. You can see here, like word processor. Okay, then spreadsheet. Spreadsheet means your Excel file. Okay, then management system. Okay, and aeronautical flight simulation. Okay, then console game. Okay, drawing, painting software, illustrating system. Okay, library management system. This is the example of application software. Okay, and they are basically going to fulfill the demand of end user. They are going to fulfill the demand of end user. So am I clear to you? What is application software? Any questions so far regarding this application software? Okay, I think not. So here you can see main parts of operating system. Okay, so if you purchase, did you ever purchase the Windows disk from the market? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone tell me what is the size of that disk? How much GB that one? Did you ever notice that one? How much GB that one? Okay, it usually 4.5. Okay, but above 4 GB. Okay, above 4 GB. So when you are purchasing that disk from the market, basically what we have inside that disk, we have the kernel, we have number of device drivers, we have graphical user interface, some graphical things we have, and we have system utilities, some utility software we have inside that disk. Okay, so now what is kernel? Kernel is the main part of your operating system. Kernel is the core part of your operating system. Okay, the main part or the core part of the operating system. So if you open the kernel file, you are going to get all the instructions. Okay, whatever the instruction or line of code we have, everything we have inside this kernel. And the file size of the kernel is only few kilobyte, or it might be some megabyte. Okay, 1 or 2 megabyte. Okay, so this is the core part of your operating system. Am I clear to you? Kernel, simply remember, kernel is the core part or the main part of your operating system. Am I clear to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now you might ask me one question, sir. The main part is only few megabyte. So when we are purchasing the disk from the market, why it is above 4 GB?
4 GB.
Okay. So the answer is, inside that disk, okay, you have also some other things, other softwares like device driver. Device driver means actually what? I already mentioned about the drivers. Okay, whatever the hardware you're going to use with your computer system, all of them need a driver software. A driver software. Through that driver software, your operating system can understand what type of device that one is, what type of hardware that one is, and how it is going to perform its operation. Like when you plug any keyboard or mouse with your computer system, do you need to use any device driver separately? Do you need to install any device driver separately? You need not to separate this for any device driver for your keyboard or mouse, isn't it? Why? Because those device driver already given inside your disk. Okay, when you install that disk, okay, when you install that operating system, automatically they take, okay, all the device drivers, as well as we have number of user interface. So if you open that disk, you will get some icon, you will get some graphical things, okay, inside that disk. Those are nothing but your user interface. Okay, and you're going to get some system utilities. Utility means actually what? When you install that operating system, automatically it will going to install number of softwares. Like think about your Internet Explorer. You need not to install this Internet Explorer separately, isn't it? Okay, think about the Windows Media Player. Okay, this type of utility software automatically will be installed, okay, in your computer system when you are going to install your operating system. Okay, so these are the 4 parts we have inside the operating system: the kernel, the main part, device driver, through which your operating system will be able to understand what type of device, what type of hardware this one is, user interface. Through this user interface, we can operate the computer. Then system utilities, okay, some softwares which basically help us to manage the system, okay, like disk cleaner, okay, partitioning software, okay, antivirus, okay, then other, we have number of utility software we have, okay, that is the thing. So is it clear to you what we have inside the operating system? Kernel, device drivers, user interface, and
system utilities.
System utilities.
okay, so that's all about our today's lecture. Okay, so in our next class we're going to discuss about different types of operating system. We have different types of operating system. We're going to discuss about them one by one in our next class. Okay. Okay. Right. Then what are the basic functionality of the operating system? Okay. We're going to discuss. Then we're going to discuss about different types of mobile based operating system. Okay. And if we get time, then we're going to discuss about different application software, different types of application software. All right. So for any question do you have regarding today's lecture? Anyone? So today basically we learn about what is software and we learn about the classification of software with example. Okay, so I guess you do not have any question. Okay, so now I would like to ask you one question. What about your quiz test? How was the test?
Good.
Was that fine?
Yes.
Okay. So now you have some idea what type of question you might get in your Viva session or in your written examination, isn't it? Okay. So right. So if you want to cut a good figure in the examination, what you have to do? Definitely you have to read the book. There is no alternative of reading the book. If you read the book, then you are going to get a very good grade. Okay. Okay, but out of 12 students in this section, 10 of you attend the Viva, two of your friends not attend the quiz test. 2 of your friends basically miss the quiz test. I don't know why. And you guys know what is your score, isn't it? All of you know what is your score, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So according to your score, I can see that only one person got 50 out of 50. Okay. So only Mahin got 50 out of 50. So congratulations, Mahin. I appreciate that.
Sir.
Okay. And rest of your performance, basically, some of your performance is good. Like Hafiz got 48. This is basically very near to 50. Then Israt A Bari got 46. Okay. Sanjida also got 46. Okay. Israt Jahan got 44. Naomi and Nakib got 40, as well as Mahmuda Mim got 40. All right. But Shithila, are you present here? Shithila, Shithi is not present. Her performance is not up to the mark, 36, as because she maybe missed some classes. Jubair got 30. Jubair, your performance is not up to the mark at all. Okay, you have to improve your performance. Okay, do not miss any other class. Okay, as because you miss number of classes, that's why your performance is not up to the mark. Okay, so my main message to all of you, please read the book. Okay, already we have completed chapter number 2. So whatever the things we have is chapter number 2, please go through those things. All right. Very soon we are going to complete our first term syllabus. We have only one chapter remaining. Okay, that is the thing. So now you have to take your preparation for your final examination. Sorry, first term examination. Okay, and whatever the exercises you are going to find out at the end of each slide or at the end of the book, please start writing the answer of those questions. Okay, then it will play a role as notebook before your examination. Okay, note khata before your examination. All right. Any more question do you have? Any issue do you have you would like to raise? Anything? Okay. If you do not have any,
in our first term exam, what will be the mark distribution?
in your first term examination, there will be 60% mark in your Viva session. And 40% mark in your written examination. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'm going to discuss about in detail about this examination format, question pattern, and mark distribution. Okay, before the examination. Okay.
Okay,
Have
sir.
a review class. I'm going to take a review class before the examination. So on that class, I'm going to announce. Okay, I'm going to discuss about everything. Okay, right.
Okay, sir.
And very soon, I'm going to give you what? I'm going to give you one assignment. Okay, and I'm going to take a demo Viva session. I would like to conduct a demo Viva session. It will help you before the first term examination. You're going to understand what will be the format of the Viva session, what type of question I might ask you. Okay, this type of thing you're going to get. Okay, right. Okay, so any question, any more question? Do you have
No, sir.
anything else? All right. And what is the condition of you, Mahin? Health condition?
Sir, I'm good, but I woke up in 6 in the morning. I have severe headache then, and also I have fever. Then I eat something and took medicine, and I got asleep, and I missed the alarm. That's why it became late to join the class. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, all right. So whatever the part you basically missed, so go through that one from the recorded video. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So all of you, please respond your name. Shithila Alom. Shithila is absent in today's class. Then Hafiz present. Shimu. Shimu, are you present? Shimu is absent. Then Israt Bari. Israt Bari absent. Then Sanjida present. Jubair present. Then Mim, are you present? Mim is not present. Then Israt Jahan present. Trisha, are you present? Trisha not present here. Mahin present. Naomi present. Nakib also present. All right. So Shithila, Shimu, Israt A Bari, Mim, and Trisha. These students are absent in this class. Okay, so guys, that's all for today. Thank you for attending my today's class. Today we have another session, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, lab class we have. So see you in the lab class. Okay. Till then,
Okay,
Allah Hafiz.
sir.
Okay?
Thank
Allah
you,
Hafiz,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.